Okay, so for 63, you guys actually had a picture drawn for you in the book, correct? Or no? Did you draw this one yourself? Okay, so they had a picture, and so we can redraw that here. So you have the 60 degrees, you have the boat that's traveling at a speed of 20 miles an hour, and then the river that's traveling at a speed east of 10 miles per hour. So for this, what I found is the river vector, so the magnitude times the cosine of theta, and if it's going east, okay, this vector is at 0 degrees. Okay, any questions for me on part A? And I know it said put it in component form, so I don't care which method you put those in. Most of the time we're going to be using this. And if you're on a test or quiz and I want it in terms of I and J, I'll say it. Okay. All right, and then for part B, this is for the boat. So I'm going to take the magnitude, which is 20, and then the theta value, which is 60. And then you'll get 10 and then 17.32. Or if you left this as 10 root 3, that wouldn't be a problem. Normally what we're going to do is round to the nearest hundredth because we're going to end up adding those together. Do you guys have any questions for me on A and B? All right, so let's go to C. So for C, we're trying to find the true velocity, which is actually the first thing that I asked you on your bell work. So the true velocity, George, what's the true velocity defined as?
How fast it's going in a direction. That's what I said.
That, okay, how is the true velocity going to be different than the true speed?
Well, the speed doesn't have a direction to it.
Okay. Let's do something more. So there's going to be velocity that's going to be the same thing that's also going to have the direction and the speed. But what makes the true velocity different than just the velocity?
Oh, it's taking the regard of the current of the water.
Yes.
As well as the speed of the boat.
Yes.
And then it's changing it to make the boat actually go faster.
Okay, yep. So what we're going to do is I want you guys to pay attention to the terminology because that's usually what trips people up on the quiz is because if you're trying to find a vector, this is velocity. This is the velocity of the river. This is the velocity of the boat. But the true velocity is going to be the river with the boat. Okay, so that's going to be your true velocity vector. That's different from the true speed because, Alex, what is the true speed? How do we find the true speed? Well, you did it last night, so can you look on your sheet?
Which problem?
No, just in general. In general, to find the true velocity, you're going to do the resultant vector of your two forces. If it's the true speed, what are you going to find? Can anybody help him out? What's the true speed? How do I find the true speed? Yeah, what is it? It's the magnitude, right? So the true speed is going to be the magnitude of the true velocity vector. Bless you. Okay, so the true velocity is going to be a vector. It's going to have the direction. The true speed is not going to have a vector. Okay, it is going to be the speed. Okay, so notice that this is given in component form and then this is not. So, any questions? Yes.
So for C,
Yeah.
I don't understand why you get 20.
So what you're going to do is you're going to add both horizontal components of the river and the boat. So for the river, it's 10. For the boat, it's 10. So if you do 10 plus 10, that's how you're going to get the 20. So look at both horizontal components. Now for the vertical component, see how this one was 0?
Yeah.
So when you added 0 to 17.32, it just stayed.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is find the direction. So to find the direction, you're going to take the true velocity vector, and what you're going to do is the inverse tangent of b over a, and then you get 40.9 degrees. Now whenever you are getting the 40.9 degrees, Okay, that is going to be starting at the terminal side, which is right here. So 40.9 degrees is going to be this angle right here. And so there's a couple different ways that you could say that. So you could say 40.9 degrees north of east. That would be fine. You could say north and then 49.1 degrees east. Because if this is 40.9, how can I find out what this angle is? Yeah, subtract it from 90. So that's how I'd get 49.1. So you can either say it either one of those ways, okay? And they're both going to be correct. And there are actually other ways you can say it too. Did anybody else say it a different way that they think might be right? No, we used one of these two ways.
Yeah.
Okay, so what other questions do we have on this? On 63.